Judge, should we, from what you know right now, should we have been picking up some signs on this guy, and should he be having a gun to get in there?
Well, we know a couple things. We know that the government does not adequately vet its vendors. Whatever you think of the constitutional wisdom of what Edward Snowden did, the government didn't know he was there. The government obviously didn't know this guy was there. The government didn't know that this guy carried a gun, and the government didn't care that this guy carried a gun. The government doesn't adequately communicate between security officials at Fort Hood or security officials at the Washington Navy Yard and people letting others onto the property. That's issue number one. Issue number two is Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, is the most anti-gun city in the country. A naval officer carrying a gun at the Washington Naval Yard could not carry it home in his car to get home, lest he be stopped and be arrested. So we have a local problem, Washington, D.C., and candidly, we have a problem with the military. If you cannot trust military officers to carry weapons on a military base after Fort Hood and after this, then people don't believe in the Second Amendment at all.
So what's the future here? I mean, what are we looking at in terms of gun control laws is obviously going to be the debate surfacing
I happen to believe that where there are more guns, there's less crime. And I do believe that if naval officers had been armed yesterday, a lot fewer people would have been killed. And I also believe that crackpots like this guy, knowing that every other person he could confront would be armed, would think twice or 3 times or 100 times before they would do this.
Because essentially, the Navy Yard is a gun-free zone.
Essentially,
and so
it is.
Everybody in there yesterday was a sit and duck, except the security officers who had guns. And it sounds like he may have shot at least one to get the gun.
You know, the security officers, a couple of them, I was watching with Peter Ducey, were heroic in what